Hello everyone, a very good evening, and this is in continuation to the last video wherein we discussed Nifty small cap 400 index, and I explained you that how Nifty can fall, what are the reasons of like this fall is very much visible right now on the screen. We discussed it. Now the most important part is that when we discussed it when the market was somewhere around here in these three candles it was, and if you see the market has given a big fall after that. So we tried to discuss all these things. I gave you the reasoning why I thought that market is like going to fall. It's not a good time to have swing trades in your portfolio. If you follow me on Twitter, I usually like trade when the market is good. I have been not been sharing any of my trading which I have been doing from the last few days, a week, because I was not trading as much. I'm just not watching the screen even. I'm just staying away from the screens. I'm just trying to stay away from the market because it's not worth to trade right now because the environment was not good. So the reason and the effect you can see on the screen. I was cautioning people from this day, or maybe from these days I was started cautioning people that this is not the right time. We are very late into this rally and this is not the right time to enter into swing trades. But who listened it? I have few pings from some of the people who messaged me personally and told me that the cautions which I gave on the Twitter channel, the video which I gave here actually helped them a lot to save a lot of money. And always remember, money saved is money earned. Now, as I told you in the last video, for the one who have not listened to that video, go and listen to that video. You will be having some beautiful insights on how the market behaves, how the candlesticks are formed, and how you can judge that what the price is going to tell you or what the price is going to do. So just a summary of what we had a discussion last week. I told you that it's very good that price is creating a double bottom scenario over here and it went up, but I told you that you need to draw lines where the market tells you to draw. So basically this trend line was a very visible trend line that the market was respecting twice earlier, and the market was standing exactly near this position. Then on the weekly chart I told you all this, that there is a possibility that we face some rejections over here. Today we'll include one more analysis which was not there in the previous video. So I request every one of you to stay with me for the next 5 minutes. I'll try to tell you what I see. Then I told you one more thing on the daily time frame, that after entire this rally, this circle is important which I have made it on the chart. I'll explain you what it's all about. So I told you from the last 3-4 days the market was not able to close above the high of any of the previous candle. If you see over here, every time when the market was going up, it was closing above the high of any of the three candles, any of the previous candle, but this was not happening over here. And this happening across a trend line which we just saw on a weekly gives us a signal that the buying pressure is getting depleted. This was enough signal to make sure that the buying pressure was getting depleted. And the next day what happened, the candle break below the low of the previous candle after a small range which formed over here, and since then we are having a waterfall in the markets, and your portfolio must be bleeding if you're holding it. So that's why having a situational awareness of what's happening across in the global index, in the major index, is very much important. Now if you see this, I told you whenever this market is going to stop falling, it will create one kind of a scenario. If you see this, after this entire fall, basically I told you that whenever it will stop falling, it will start respecting the lows. If you see this 1 2 3 4 5 candles, none of the candles were able to hold below the low of the previous candle. But today what happened, we were able to defend yesterday's low, that is Friday's low. So this is somewhat positive, but it's not that you will start jumping into a swing trades just to get some early trades. That is not advisable every time. Good analysis is very much important. So if the market has to stop over here, it will be respecting some of the lows over here. We might see some consolidation up down over here. So that is the scenario which I'll be waiting for to jump onto the swing trades, because I want the market to push with me. So basically what kind of scenario I'm expecting over here is that the market creates some kind of these candles, and then one fine candle breaks out above the high of the previous candle. Then that will be something which will tell me that yes, this is a place wherein we are forming a higher low, and then we can trade better. But now what I expect from market, this is what I expect, one thing. Second is, I expect the market to halt over here just because we have reached to somewhat a trend line or a range over here which is being respected. We cannot get a fall, like there is high chances we don't get a fall like this and break down straight away, else like even in those cases only it will be possible when a very big negative news starts coming up, but that does not seems to be a scenario. So over here we might like time pass a bit, and if we don't break above the high of the previous candle, then we can break down. So the only scenario or the summary is that we'll wait for the market to create a base over here. Considering market depletion, there is depletion in the selling pressure, we might test one or two swing trades, but that with a lower risk which we do usually take. But yes, this is the study which I want to share with all of you, and to make you understand that what exactly can be the next probable move of the market. Market moves in probabilities. Now the last important thing which I wanted to tell you guys, let's go to the another time frame for this, and that is the monthly time frame. Now, most of you don't see the monthly time frames, but the monthly time frames tell you a very big, very good picture. If you see on the screen, this price was moving like this. It created a pullback. It went up to the trend line. Now, from the past 3 months, ideally after 1, 2, 3, 4 positive months, from the last 2 months, the candles were able to break below the low of the previous month candle. This time, what it's doing, it's trying to create a support over here. But if you see this, there is a big wick rejection on the monthly basis, and we are almost at the month end. Tomorrow is the last day of this month. So what I don't want to see is that this any candle or maybe the next candle forming should not go beyond the low of the previous candle, that is August candle. If that happens, then there are very high chances that we go down to maybe this level, maybe accumulate somewhere over here and then go up. So this is the scenario which I don't want to see, but this is a possibility if the candle, any candle moves below the low of the previous candle and stays there for a week, means closes there for a week at least. So this is the broad analysis which will help me to take swing trades, help me to know how the markets are behaving, and help me to trade better. If you find this useful, kindly like this video and share it with your friends so that the word can reach to them and I can be motivated by all the sharings we have. Thank you very much.